It's clear that effective worker voice is impossible when workers are trapped in state-sponsored forced labor, where there are no independent democratic unions, and where workers continue to face threats and reprisals. This is the situation we face in China. There are widespread restrictions and repression of freedom for human rights defenders. There is not just a lack of civil society presence, rather the entire civic space has been shut down. In Xinjiang in particular, ethnic minorities live in fear of the Chinese government. Any audit occurring in Xinjiang cannot be conducted without government oversight, making objective worker interviews free from reprisal an impossibility. As the U.S. government highlighted in the Xinjiang Business Advisory published in 2021, updated in September of 23, auditor interviews with workers cannot be relied upon given pervasive surveillance, the threat of detainment, and evidence of workers' fear of sharing accurate information. And we have heard that auditors have been detained, harassed, threatened, or stopped at the airport. This is why dozens of major audit firms have not operated in Xinjiang for years. The fear of reprisal for both workers and auditors remains high. Social audits in China should not be seen as an authoritative source for companies reflecting on-the-ground human rights conditions. The business community needs to be aware that any audits, and frankly, any business operations undertaken inside China, carry heightened labor and human rights risks.
We all know there is no independent labor union in China, but I'm amazed sometimes when I hear in talking to members of the business community how they have a labor union run by the Chinese Communist Party, of course. And I mean, it's such a surface appeal argument that's used to suggest that somehow they're looking out for the rights of their own people. And we know for a fact, based on even the reporting we get out of China itself, that occupational hazards and deaths and maiming and loss of limb is very, very high, and it's grossly underreported. So, but there's no independent voice ever. It's always whatever the Chinese Communist Party wants us to see.